Into Kakhabad! The path winds through the slopes of wild scrubland. The countryside is deserted and the eerie silence is broken only by the cawing of the occasional crow. There is a spell for hearing what they say, but you do not have the equipment it requires. The birds appear to pause in the air to examine you as they pass. Stupid creatures. They pose no threat, so you ignore them. Walking. Barely an hour beyond the wall, and the air begins to grow foul. The Shamutanti hills are infested with the pestilence of the backlands. It saps the energy from your body, leaving you feeling nauseous and weak. I shall cover my mouth. You cover your mouth with your neck scarf, but it does no good. They warned you of this. You will grow accustomed to it the longer you are out here. But for the moment, you must be very careful. Your maximum stamina just decreased. Don't know if you saw that, but we're down to 10 up there. You can see your stamina at the top of the screen. If this reaches 0, you'll be too tired to carry on. Stamina can be regained up to the maximum by eating rations or resting. As we go through this entire region, we should... Oh, I see. Mouse wheel goes the wrong way that I expected to. Okay, cool. Yeah. As we make our way through the region, we will kind of acclimatize to the region, and ultimately, we should get our stamina back. I think it takes like the course of the entire game, but eventually we get back up to 20. And I think like over the course of 4 games, you can up it to about 50 if you're really good and know what you're doing. You can also lose it as well. You can also lose max stamina permanently if you goof. Last I played this game, I went across country, and I can tell you that doesn't end well. So I'm going to use my knowledge, my wisdom gained through the ages, and go the long way around. Another hour passes and you crest a small hillock, from the top of which you can see the path continuing downwards into a small settlement of huts. This must be Kantapani. Look at the village. From this distance, it is hard to make out much about the town, except that it must be desperately poor. The fields on either side are brown with caked mud, and the few penned animals are thin and wizened like thirsty vines. No wonder the Sightmaster warriors don't trouble themselves to protect this place. There's nothing here to protect. We can avoid the village or go into it. This is a choose-your-own-adventure book. We take the fun path. Always take the fun path. Of course, if you were scared of a town like Kantapani, you could not hope to survive in Kakhabad proper. You follow the path down into town. We also wouldn't be able to get to... If we couldn't make it in Kantapani, we probably wouldn't be able to make it in Kare, or through the Backlands, or in Mampang, the final city of the Big Bad. So, yeah. Oh, well, we follow the path down into town. The round huts are made of a hard-baked, bright clay, and the roofs are thinly thatched. As you pass, eyes appear at the dark doorways, tracking your every move. For a moment, it seems like this will be all you see of the town's inhabitants, but then a villager appears from one of the dwellings and blocks your path. He's 5 feet tall, and they cannot grow much taller out here in this poisonous air. He has thick-set arms and thighs and is half-clothed in tattered breeches. His eyes are wild, and his long red hair and beard stand out from his face in a wiry tangle. "Halt, stranger!" he commands. "What business have you in Kantapani?" "I want to buy equipment." He grunts, but you can see that he's pleased. With a motion, he encourages you to follow, taking you through the village to a large hut. Sweet. Storage house. Inside, you find the building is a storage house. A quartermaster, somewhat plumper than your guide, is seated at a table. Don't wait to be introduced. We'll be polite. Oh, we can be a baboon because we're polite. Okay. "This lady's here to do business," and the villager explains. "Get out of here, flea," Fat Man replies, getting up from his seat to hustle the villager out. Then he turns to you with a smile and beckons you to sit. "Greetings, stranger," he purrs. "I show you my wares." Do you treat your customers so roughly? As your neighbours, you ask, unimpressed by this attitude towards the poor villager. "He'll get his commission," the Fat Man replies gruffly, "if you buy." Then show me what you have." The man wags a finger. "Wait there." He disappears for a moment into a side room. You can search the room and become an ape. While the man's out of sight, you quickly rifle nearby shelves and find nothing except a small vial of potion. Yoink! You pick up the vial, it's quite full and stoppered by an old cork, but there's no label to indicate what it might be. Aha! You slip the stopper to take a cautious sniff. The smell is truly appalling and you seal it up again. Blimberry! But what is it used for? I don't think it ever particularly describes it as being appalling throughout the game, and you end up consuming quite a lot of it, so that's actually quite surprising that, like, oh, this smells absolutely disastrous. Now, the merchant returns carrying a large box. "For you," he declares, moving his hands as he speaks. "I see what kind of client you are. This collection, the very best. Our most strange and interesting artifacts. collected from other travelers who've come this way. He begins to lay the items out in front of you, treating each with care. You have 20 gold pieces to spend, but is there anything worth your while to buy in this place? Oh, shoot! The musical pipes there already? What? Oh, man. That's... I don't think that... I can't imagine the leather bag's any use to us. I can't think what that is. The jewel could be any number of things, and probably useful. The musical pipe could be very useful. The weapon might be nice to have, although we will probably pick up a better weapon soon-ish, maybe. What's the jewel? You reach for the large jewel in the center of the box, but he stays your hand. Please, he says. It is too valuable to allow you to handle. 10 gold pieces. Look closer at the jewel. You lower your eyes to the table to peer more closely at the gem. It is clear, glassy, and its surface seems to be slightly sweating. Dragon's tears, the merchant says. You've never heard of such a thing before. I don't know what that is then. Dragon's tears, I don't actually know what this is. If it was like, it was a sun jewel, whatever it is, I would take it. That's a very useful item. If it were a jewel of gold, I would take it. That's very useful. It's probably not... Yeah, it's probably not a jewel of gold. Man, do I buy it? I'll buy it. You hand over 10 gold pieces and take the jewel. The merchant looks pleased. Please, something else today? You still have 10 gold pieces to spend. How much is the musical pipe? Pick a bamboo pipe off the table, carved with a split reed and 6 finger holes. 3 gold pieces, the merchant says. I can't promise you that it has any magic, but it will cheer you up at night. Oh, it definitely has magic. We play it? Place the pipe to your lips and play a few clear, sweet notes. The merchant nods. A well-made thing, don't you agree? We shall buy it for 3 gold pieces. This town is some of the most astonishingly good deals I've actually seen in the game. Very good, the merchant says, patting his money pouch. You are a woman of good judgment, I see that. What else? A weapon? What's that, then? The merchant looks at you carefully, sizing up what kind of customer you are. The kind to place a newly bought dagger against his neck, or the kind to tip him for the quality of the blade. But he must see your honour shining through as he wags his finger once more, and then collects an axe and a fine broadsword from another corner of the shop. These are both treasures, as well as deadly weapons of war, I'm sure you will agree. Oh man, I've not had an axe in the game. That's kind of cool. I've got 7 gold pieces left. Oh my god. You lift the axe from the table. The head is carved with symbols in a familiar language, but the quality of the shaft and head indicate the axe is well used and may not last many more battles. 7 gold pieces, declares the merchant. Oh man, that's kind of cool, but the fact that it's about to break, I don't... What's my other option? A broadsword. I guess the broadsword's probably a very... I'm getting the impression the axe is probably really good, but will break after like 3 fights. On the other hand, the broadsword is probably not as good, but will last me indefinitely as long as I don't do something stupid with it. I kind of want to haggle. Price is too high for this, you reply. I'll give you 5. The merchant looks uncomfortable, but eventually, with a glance around his large storehouse in this empty, unvisited village, he agrees. Very well, he says. 5, but it is my children who will suffer for it. Yeah, I'll take it for 5. I'll take it, you reply, nodding once. You give him 5 gold pieces and put the axe in your pack. Please, the merchant waves a hand. Keep looking, take your time. Can we just have a look at the broadsword? Oh man, that's actually not... Oh, Christ. Maybe I should have taken that. You lift the broadsword, it has a ready weight and a cutting edge is sharp. It has been clearly honed by a master craftsman. An exquisite blade, don't you think? The merchant grins. Only 6 gold pieces. You place the broadsword on the tabletop. It is not the blade for me, you explain. The merchant nods and then begins to pack his box away once more. I must save something for my next customer, he replies with a smile. Perhaps you'll return this way and it will be you. You get to your feet and take your leave of the merchant. Just outside the doorway in the sunshine, you pause to examine what you've just acquired. We find out what the jewel is. Oh, what? You raise the glittering jewel to the sun to better examine its flaws, only to discover that its faces are dripping and the jewel is nothing but a carved block of ice. Put it in my bag? Put it in your bag, but you know it will quickly melt away. There's no use in returning to the warehouse. The merchant will have left immediately and moved on to the next village to ply his crooked trade. No matter, he will have his punishment in the next life, and he will most likely meet that life all the sooner for his sins. Examine the axe head. You tilt the axe head in the sunshine to read the carvings on the metal. This axe was crafted in the year of the ox for Glandragor the Protector. Its powers may be realized only by its owner. Interesting. We went out of the village. We head out of Kansapani and along the path into the Shamutanti hills. Did I just get done out of 18 gold? The flute is good. The flute is definitely good. We've got magical bamboo flute. That's definitely a magical item. Weapons. Carved axe head. Well, maybe we'll find Glandragor the Protector and he will swap it for a good weapon. If it was a better weapon, I guess it would have like +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever after it. Since it does not. I guess it's not. I got done on the sword. Or I got done on the gem and the axe and missed the sword because of it. Crap. Oh well, good start to things. I haven't been this way. I don't know what to expect, guys. Striding past the outlying huts, you send the villagers rushing indoors to hide. Then at the edge of town, you pass a large boulder, and at once 2 rough-cut villagers spring out with swords drawn. Bandits. 2 against 1, the first declares. You're lost, calls the other. Stand over your things, come on. Deal with these curs. You draw yourself to your full height. You have mistaken me for someone else, you declare. I would like to give you a moment to reconsider, because I will kill you if I have to. The bandits growl and advance on you, 1 on either hand. We shall cast a spell! Whoosh! I would say it's perhaps not necessarily always immediately obvious to new players of the game. Magic is definitely the way forward in this game, because you can do so much with it. Like I can cast Jig and make them dance, which is probably exactly what I need to do here. Can we just go back and see what else we've got available to us? Because you can always undo, you can always back out of this. There's this down here. You can just be like, no. Actually, you know what? I don't want to cast a spell. But I can see from the letters swirling around it, I'm pretty sure we've got Law, Fall, no. Yes, Fall, Foff, Fog. Fog won't work because we're outdoors. Fall won't work because we're not fucking falling. Law is, they're not stupid, so that won't work. Yes, this is probably there to teach you kind of what spells will and won't work in certain situations. But I've played this enough to know what will and won't work in certain situations. Jig! The jig is up. You guys gonna dance. You pull the bamboo flute from your bag, raise the spell, and begin to play a merry tune. The angry faces of the bandits turn to expressions of astonishment as they find their limbs jerking in time to the music, quite out of control. The swords fly from their hands, they're soon dancing merrily around you. It's hilarious. Lead them to the nearest pit in the ground. We're now a vixen! Holy crap, that's kind of a cool spirit animal. The foothills around you are full of sudden drops, edges, and deep pits in the earth. Piping loudly, you lead the 2 bandits to the nearest gap in the ground you can find. Their expressions already turning sour from exhaustion move to looks of horror as they find themselves jumping and jigging on the edge of the pit. And with a final leap and a clap, they disappear over the side. You put your murderous flute away and continue on your journey towards the hills. About half an hour later, you reach the start of the climb and the hills proper and continue upwards. Can I go see if their swords were any good? What I'm interested in. Maybe I shouldn't have murdered them, but that was pretty cool. Leaving Kansapani behind marks the true start of the wilderness. Maybe I would have got something out of it if I'd taken it to the village as well, I don't know. Beyond that tiny outpost, there are scattered homesteads and Kare, a thriving city port, but all are touched by cruelty, isolation, and fear. The backlands and the long shadow cast by Mampang fortress darken everything. And with the crown gone, things can only go worse. In the long years since Chalana the Reformer founded the Alliance, the crown has been passed from kingdom to kingdom every 4 years, ensuring each kingdom has its turn to lead, but no more. Riddlestone, Lenderland, Galantria, and Bryce have all enjoyed its power. But when the crown came to Analand, it was stolen by birdmen from Zeman and carried off to Mampang. With the crown, the Archmage will be unstoppably powerful. There is no chance of sending an army against him. The military force would not survive the journey. So here you are, a lone adventurer walking along the long path to Mampang alone. 5 minutes later, you reach a fork in the road. The sergeant, for all his eyesight, hadn't mentioned this. Fortunately, unlike an actual Choose Your Own Adventure book, we have access to a map, so we can actually have a look at where things go. We go left, we wind up at that village, which is the village where you end up getting kidnapped and robbed. I'm pretty certain. I haven't been this way. I guess you could take a detour there before you get to the village, or maybe skirt around the village, potentially. I mean, the paths are there, it would imply that those are options. I think that going through the woods and having maybe a look at the Shankar mines or this particular settlement might be a good option. Let's head to the fork in the road. The road splits around the base of a gigantic tree, but does not rejoin the other side. The left path winds down into a valley and rises right up a slope towards the thick forest of the hills. Look right. It's hard to see much further uphill. The forest is sudden and thick and the path narrow. It may be hard going in that direction, but the hills will involve a lot of climbing eventually, and you may get a decent view of the next leg from the top of the ridge. On our left, there is a river, and the path follows the left bank. It is a safer route, secluded and protected, but the curve of the landscape would mean you were almost backtracking. You're about to make your choice when you hear a faint cry from somewhere close at hand. Look around! You look around and finally up into the branches of the tree. A pair of wizened, calloused feet are dangling down over your head. About to drop on you, perhaps. Who's there, you call? The voice cries again, a little more boldly this time. Up here! Help! Help! I can't get down! It's the voice of a feeble, wiry old man. Stepping back a little, you can see him clearly, as thin as sticks and dressed in dirt rags. How the old man got up the tree is a puzzle. He must have been escaping from someone fearsome to climb so high. What are you hiding from, you cry. Damned Elvins, he replies. I was travelling from Dumpus to the outpost settlement in Anland, but I were waylaid by Elvins. Robbed me blind, all but took my eyes. And left me up the tree. Keep getting older, you see. We all do, but some worse than others. Climbed up and I'm too old to get down. He's an old man. We should help him down, right? Or is it a trap? Don't know. Can I cast a spell? Can I cast Suspect? Sus? You know? Let's help him down. Okay, swinging yourself onto the lowest branch of the tree, you reach up and grab the old man by the waist. He's light as a leaf, and within a moment you've lifted him to the ground. Thanks for that, he remarks, brushing himself down, almost knocking himself over in the process. I'm just starting to get a bit, perturbed, but I'm on the safe now. He seems remarkably confident, considering the slightest stumble might break him into bits. What do I get in return, you demand? The old man nods. Only fair. He presses a page into your hand. It's a page torn from a spell book. This might be of some use to you. I found this. Just found it, mind. Don't go asking how. It's no good to me anymore. You look the page over suspiciously. It seems to be half of a spell. See a something. That might have been used for pest repulsion, but it is unworkable in its current state. You take the page and put it into your pack. The man falls quiet and squats on the ground. When his jabbering done, you hear a buzzing sound from high up a tree. The beehive. Ooh, oh, that would get me some beeswax. Climb up and investigate. Leaving the old man sighing with gratitude on his ground, you climb up through the branches of the tall tree. I need beeswax. Beehive hangs like a ripe fruit from the very highest branch. A huge number of bees dance in and out of the swarm. Use magic. You get your hands free. You get your balance free enough to free your hands for a spell. See a something? No. You can't cast every spell in every location. It depends on the alignment of the stars, depending on where you're standing. And they're not in alignment here, unfortunately. So that's no use to us. We can use... we use Zen. Zen requires something, I can't remember what it is. A jewel-studded medallion. Oh, game 4, if you click on the first ring in this, it just takes you back to the start of the spell. You have to remove them all, dang it, in the earlier games. Law might control the bees, but that's an expensive way to do it. Big would make me big. That might be good. Actually, it might be a good way to do that. Doze requires Doze requires pendulum, that's what it requires, and Dop is law locks, that won't do anything. Big might be my best option here. B I G. Cool. Great. You cast a spell, swelling quickly to 3 times your normal size. The bees swarm angrily around you, but you can fairly feel their stings as you reach into the tree and pluck the hive like an apple. Cracking it open, you extract a rich honeycomb and a lump of beeswax, which you roll up into a ball. Goodness me, the old man remarks. Wish I had you around when them Elvins were after me. I would have shown them. The spell fades and you shrink back to normal size and drop to the ground. You stash your finds in your pack. The light is fading, it's time to move on. Oh, the man suddenly cries. You want to hear me riddle? I heard it from the Elvins. Yeah, sure, why not? You gesture with a hand for him to speak. See him, though he sees you not. A stinging beast in a box not left. To guard a key it is his lot. To jail a witch of luck bereft. See him, though he sees you not. A stinging beast in a box not left. To guard a key it is his lot. To jail a witch of luck bereft. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure if we even get clues in this game. I think they only introduced clues in the second game. Okay, so a guy who can't see me, but I can see him. Stinging beast in a box not left. Guard a key, it is his lot to jail a witch of luck bereft. I don't know. Yeah, in games 2 through 4, I think there's a scrap of paper here in this interface that's like these. So your clues for everything, and you write down lots of stuff that will help you later on in your adventure. That's where that should have gone.